Lastly, attribution, position shape, time decay, data-driven attribution. When researching attribution models, the sheer numbers and the difficult terminologies make me go absolutely nuts. So that's exactly the reason why I made this video, to simplify the attribution models into two main categories for you. Quick and simple. Not only that, in the last part of this video, you'll also learn a very simple checklist to determine which model is the best for your business. But before we go into details, I advise that you watch the first video in this playlist right here. Alright, let's continue. A simple rule of thumb for attribution models is they either fall into A, single touch, or B, multi-touch. And single touch models, like their name, give all the credit to one single point in the customer's journey. In contrast, the multi-touch model spread the credit across multiple touchpoints. Now, let's imagine a scenario where you're an e-commerce store selling headphones. A customer named James is looking for a new pair of headphones after his old ones got lost. First, James searches on Google to read about the different headphone models and brands available on the market. Then, while scrolling Facebook, he sees an ad for a pair that really matches his taste. James clicks on the ad and signs up for a discount. After receiving the discount code from his email box, he finally buys the headphones. With single-touch attribution models, it's either first click or last click. For first-click attribution, 100% of the credit goes to the initial interaction James has with your brand, such as the Google search. On the other hand, with last-click attribution, all the credit is assigned to the final interaction before the purchase, like the email discount James receives. Now, each of these models has its own benefit. First-click attribution is absolutely fantastic if you're focused on brand awareness and attracting new customers, especially when your business is in its early growth stages. This approach helps you understand which channels are the most effective at driving initial engagement. Meanwhile, last-click attribution is suitable if you're more concerned with tracking the final step in your sales, which is often a product page visit or a checkout button click. In fact, I found this model to be particularly useful during flash sales or conversion campaigns. Even in B2B industries or lead generation campaigns, last-click attribution can be very helpful in identifying the final touchpoint. Nonetheless, both single-touch models ignore all the other touchpoints that play the role in guiding the customer down the funnel. So, if you have a more complex customer journey with multiple interactions, you might want to consider using multi-touch models instead. You can choose between several options, including linear, position-based, also known as U-shape, time-decay, and data-driven models. Now, let's return to our example with James and his headphones. In the linear attribution model, the credit for the conversion is evenly split across all touchpoints, so each of them would receive 35% of the total credit. In contrast, the position-shaped model assigns 40% of the credit to each the first and last touchpoints, in this case, the blog post and promo email, while the remaining 20% is distributed equally among the middle touchpoints. Time-decay attribution, however, focuses more on the interaction closest to the conversion, giving high weight to those recent touchpoints. For example, the blog post and Facebook ad might receive less credit, 10% and then 20%, while the discount sign-up and the promo email would receive more, 30% and then 40%. Lastly, the data-driven attribution model stands apart from the others because it doesn't follow any preset rules. Instead, it uses a machine learning technique like regression analysis or decision trees to credit based on data from similar campaigns or customer journeys. Now that you understand how each attribution model works, the next step is to consider when each model will be most useful. For linear attribution, it's a great choice when you're not sure which touchpoint is the most important. It's simple to implement and ensures that every channel involved in the conversion gets a fair share of the credit. What about the position-based model? The model is ideal for brands with longer sales cycles, with both the initial awareness efforts and the final efforts are equally critical. It balances the recognition of both of them while still factoring in the middle stages of the customer journey. And you want to use time decay when you're running time-sensitive campaigns, like seasonal promotions, handling high consideration purchases, where those final touchpoints are crucial. On the downside, it can be very tricky to determine the perfect decay rate, which affects how much value these touchpoints lose over time, so some experimentation is necessary. Data-driven models, on the other hand, are incredibly accurate and offer insights that are specifically tailored to your unique marketing efforts. However, they can be more resource-intensive, requiring significant data and investment to implement and maintain compared to the more straightforward models. Alright, now for the moment you've been waiting for, the simple checklist to help you nail down the perfect models for your campaigns. First, set clear goals for your campaigns. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Am I aiming for more sales or better brand connect recognition or increased customer loyalty? Your goals will naturally steer you toward the right model. Next, understanding your industry is crucial. Different industries have different characteristics that call for specific strategies. For instance, high-value products often involve longer buying journeys with multiple touchpoints, so multi-touch models might be more effective. And finally, consider the length of your sales cycle. If it's relatively long, you'll want a model that reflects this, like time decay, which tracks how interest accumulates over time. The attribution models we've discussed, like first click or traditional last click, can do their job, but they can fall short in showing the full impact of your marketing. Why? They give either too much credit to one ad or spread it too thin. That's where last click platform model comes in. This model does things very differently. Instead of focusing on just one final click, it gives credit to the last ad the customer clicked on for each platform. So, if someone clicked on 2 TikTok ads and then 3 Google ads before making a purchase, the last TikTok and Google ad will both get credit. This is powerful because it lets you see which ads are truly driving results, helping you make better media decisions. And at NestAd, we offer a variety of models mentioned in this video, including both single touch and multi-touch, as well as the last click platform attribution. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the link in the description below or book a demo to see the marketing attribution in action.